Welcome everybody, Jack here from Gingerbets, and welcome to the Gingerbets Golf Betting Insights weekly YouTube show, where this week I'm previewing the Scottish Open taking place at the Renaissance Club. A stellar field are teeing it up this week in what's going to be an exciting event, the precursor to the big one next week at St Andrews, where somebody will be crowned champion golfer of the year. But before we get to that preview in a week's time, we need to concentrate on this week. It's the Scottish Open, and as ever, if you're new to the channel, let me tell you what is coming your way. I'm going to be breaking down the course. I'm going to be looking at the key skill sets required to lift that trophy come Sunday evening, and then I'm going to bring you my best outright selections. If that sounds like something you're interested in, then do me a favour, like and subscribe on the YouTube channel, but also have a look in the description box below, because if golf's your thing, and if you're looking to take your punting more seriously in 2022, then you've come to the right place. Below in the description box, you'll find the details on how to register for the Gingerbets Golf Betting Insights weekly newsletter. This is one newsletter direct to your inbox that's sure to save you time, it's sure to make you more informed, and it's sure to give you an edge over the bookmakers. Don't just take my word for it. Have a look at the description box. Go and have a look at some of the newsletters and go and check out some of the recent winners. 80 to 1 only 3 weeks back, 50 to 1 last week with JT Poston. We've bounced back to form here at Gingerbets, and if golf content's your thing, then you've come to the right place. Have a look in the description box and register for the weekly newsletter. There's no sales pitch, there's no spam, just well-researched information to help you pick more winners. But this week, it is the Scottish Open, and as ever, we're going to break down that course, those skill sets required, and bring you those outright selections. So the course itself this week is a par 71, circa 7,300 yards off the tips. And this course is gettable for all the players. We're going to see low scoring this week, especially if the weather remains fair as predicted. We're going to see a score closer to 20 under par than we are 10 under par, that's for sure. The main defence of this course comes in the fact that the greens are very undulating, quite slow, and will take a lot of getting used to, certainly for the Americans that are coming over first time, and even those that have been over plenty of times. Adjusting to the weather and the putting surfaces and how slow they are is one of the biggest challenges that the players face. Par 71, as I said, it's an unusual layout. 5 par 3s, 4 par 5s, and the rest made up of par 4s. All of the par 5s are gettable, and we'll come on to that in the skill sets required section. But the course this week, it's going to be fairly easy for the players. So let's have a look at the skill sets required this week. Who's going to be the player that lifts that trophy? Well, let's see if I can give you a helping hand by narrowing down the key skill sets that are going to be required. Well, the foundation of my research this week will start with tee to green performance, and I believe that you're going to need every club in the bag firing if you're wanting to go low and lift that Scottish Open trophy come Sunday evening. So that's the foundation of my research. I then want to look at approach play, and those players that are dialed in with irons in hand, you're going to have to hit it close time and time again this week, and that is one of the key skill sets that I believe is going to be required this week. Strokes gained approach data is something that I've dived into quite deeply. I then want to look at par 5 scoring. As I touched upon when talking about the course, there's 4 par 5s, and the player that wins this week will dominate those par 5s. He's going to have to go around those in 8, 9, 10 under par. Only a few years back, I think Bert Wiesberger, he went round them in 13 under par on way to victory. This is a course that you need to take advantage of the par 5s. Then want to look at the putting surfaces, strokes gained putting, and 3-putt avoidance. Lag putting is going to be really important this week. Super large greens for the players that face the players this week. Slow greens, which puts a real emphasis on pace control. Those players that avoid free putts and those players that take advantage of their birdie opportunities will be the players that have the best chance of lifting that trophy. And that leads me to my final point. Birdie or better conversion rate will be the 5th and final key skill set required this week. Let's get into those outright selections, the bit that you really tune in for. I've got 4 of them coming your way. Let's hope that we can continue last week's momentum and land on yet another winner for the 2022 calendar year. Well, headlining the portfolio this week is a man from the USA that's shown he's got a liking for the links. He finished 12th here on debut last year. He followed that up with a top 10 finish at the Open Championship himself, showing that he can play these links courses. He's in the form of his life, high on confidence, a major champion now, the world number 1. I cannot ignore the chances of Scotty Scheffler, 14-1 in the UK, 14-1 in the USA. He will headline the portfolio. And for those of you that are wanting to look ahead to next week, he is high on my agenda for this week. In some ways, I wanted to avoid him this week, hope that he got a backdoor top 20 to protect his price and hope that a few people are put off his chances for next week. But I can't resist the temptation. So he has shown in his career already that he can continue form week after week, and for those reasons he will headline the portfolio. 14-1 Scotty Scheffler, headline selection of the week. Second selection of the week, another player from the USA who arrives here in hot form. I want players that are in form coming into these tournaments. That's going to be a key requirement next week, and I also think it's one this week. This guy has a win to his name only 2 weeks back. He's proven that he can do it on the shores in the UK. He's got a top 10 finish at the Scottish Open last year, and I think that his game is in good order. At the time of speaking, he's leading the JP McManus Pro-Am quite comfortably on 5 under par through about 14 holes, and I think Xander Schauffele at 20-1 has the right game, the temperament to take down the Scottish Open. He will be the second selection of the week. Third selection of the week. We've gone from 2 at the top of the board and we're going to go quite big now. In fact, we're going to go very big. We're going to go above 100-1 in the USA, 125-1 in the UK, 100-1. This is a player that was nearly my headline pick. Just love his price and love his golf game. He's hitting the most greens in regulations on the whole of the DP World Tour right now. He's gaining strokes off the tee more than anyone else on the DP World Tour. So these 2 factors are going to really be important this week. If he drives the ball well, he hits plenty of greens in regulation, then he's bound to have an outstanding chance of rolling plenty of birdie putts in. And at 125-1, Jordan Smith will be the third selection of the week. Fourth and final selection of the week, another player that has proven himself on the links surfaces. 2 top 5 finishes at the 2020 and 21 Scottish Open. He arrives off the back of a top 20 finish last week at the Irish Open, where he dominated off the tee. He gained strokes with the flat stick. If he can continue that momentum into this week, I believe he's got an outstanding chance. And at 80-1, Lucas Herbert will be the fourth and final selection of the week. So to recap the 4 selections for the week, we've got Scotty Scheffler headlining, then we've got Xander Schauffele, and then we go deeper down that board to look at Lucas Herbert, 80-1, and finally Jordan Smith, 125-1. Thank you for listening this week. Good luck with all your selections. And before I leave you, may I encourage you, have a look in the description box, register for the free weekly newsletter. It's sure to be a good part of your weekly golf content intake. I'm confident of that. So check it out, take a look, have a look for a week. If you don't like it, you can unsubscribe, but all the details are in the description box below. Thanks for listening, good luck, and bye from me.